This is the most important XRP Ripple movie ever. The court case between Ripple and the SEC is almost over. This is the best sign for going up. The price of XRP coins is going up very quickly, and no one is ready for it. The price of XRP could go through the roof and reach $30,000 0 cents. That sounds cool, right? Watch this. Hold video. Let's get started. Nota bene, Ripple Labs and the Securities and Exchange Commission have been in a long and rough court case that is almost over. It feels real this time. Ripple and the SEC have asked the Manhattan District Court to lift the injunction that has kept $125 million 0 cents in escrow for more than 4 years. This comes after public statements, lawsuits, partial decisions, and market tension. Once strongly at odds with each other, they are now asking the court to impose a $50 million 0 cent fine, which is much less than the original $150 million 0 cents, and let Ripple keep the other $75 million 0 cents. People in the crypto community see this as a huge sign that the last part of this important case is about to start. A famous crypto voice on X, Ed Alfarina, put it up nicely. The SEC and Ripple have both asked the Manhattan District Court to lift the order in their case and let go of the $125 million 0 cent civil penalty that was being held in escrow. The end is almost here. People who support XRP have been through years of legal uncertainty that made them doubt the token's legitimacy and market performance. The phrase, "the end is coming," hits home with these people very seriously. Money is not the only thing that's moving things forward. Tradition is too. It's always been bigger than Ripple in this case. When the SEC first said that Ripple was offering unregistered securities in the form of XRP, the crypto industry saw it as a threat to its very existence. But Judge Analisa Torres made a landmark decision last year that XRP, that is sold on public platforms, is not a security. The decision was seen as a win not only for Ripple but also for the whole digital asset business. But there were still some issues, like the end punishment that kept the lawsuit open. Another well-known analyst, John Squire, said, "This latest move from the SEC is a striking change in tone." Gary Gensler's leadership used to lean toward an aggressive, enforcement-heavy approach. This new joint application shows a more cooperative, even practical way of thinking. It's clear from the move that both sides want to stay out of court. More importantly, it suggests that both sides want to move toward a regulatory system instead of constant fights in court. Even though the report was very important, the crypto market didn't even blink. In the hours after the news came out, XRP went down. This wasn't because of the news itself, but because the market as a whole was feeling bad that day. Even if the price doesn't show it, legally and symbolically, this is a big deal. Once thought to be the case that would decide the legal future of crypto in the US, it may now end with a kiss, a fine, and a clear path for Ripple. But not everything is set in stone yet. Judge Torres has said in the past that some parts of the legal process in this case were wrong, and she has warned that an indicative decision would only be appropriate in very rare cases. Both Ripple and the SEC say that these conditions are met. It's not just a money issue after all. It's one of the most watched court cases in the history of crypto. If the judge agrees, Ripple will pay the $50 million 0 cents, get the $75 million 0 cents back, and have its biggest win to date. The business would no longer be against the government. That company would be the one that stayed firm and helped change how digital assets are regulated in the US. Of course, experts couldn't do nothing while this happened. They already think something huge will happen, a sudden rise in XRP that might surprise everyone. This move is so sudden and shocking that even buyers who have been holding for a long time might be shocked. You won't believe how big the next thing is after the case. Everything about XRP and the whole crypto market could change because of this. John Squire didn't hold back. XRP is the brand new Bitcoin. That's a big claim, but it shows that more and more people think XRP could lead the next step in the global financial change, not as digital gold, but as digital infrastructure. There is a lot of activity on Twitter. The Amonets tease that XRP is very close. Are you happy? Being patient will pay off. At the same time, X-Finance Bull talks straight about the recent drop in prices. Are you worried about this drop in XRP and want to sell? Not so fast. The gates to the flood are about to open. Ripple's plans are coming together piece by piece. These aren't just tweets full of hype. They say what many people who believe in XRP are thinking. The work that was needed has been done, and now the reward is almost here. But the most shocking statements may come from well-known people like Pumpius, who recently caused a stir by saying that XRP could reach $10,000 0 cents one day. It's not just a fantasy, it's based on a detailed description of how money moves. His main idea, tokenizing real assets, digitizing debt markets, and looking for faster, cheaper cross-border settling are all things that are changing the way money moves around the world. XRP is at the center of this change. For Pontius, if XRP can get even 10% of the $7.50 trillion a day Forex market along with some tokenization of real-world assets and debt settlements, and if that amount moves quickly, the price of one XRP could reach 4 or even 5 figures. It's an argument that goes against what most people think about how much crypto is worth. He says that market cap is not a good way to measure utility tokens that are used in payment layers that move quickly. Some people disagree with this assessment because it leads to a market value in the quadrillions, which is much larger than the world economy. But fans say that we should think about assets like XRP in terms of their usefulness instead of their fixed value. It doesn't make sense to price XRP like a stock or product if it becomes an important part of infrastructure. Now, there are sounds that are even more angry. Jack the Rippler sent out a tweet that made everyone gasp. The price of XRP could hit $30,000, 0 cents. Then there's Crypto Geek, who just put up $3,861, 0 cents in XRP. One thing is clear, these numbers are clear, whether they are goals or predictions. People who use XRP no longer think in cents, they're thinking in terms of thousands. So Pontius has a direct answer for people who laugh at the idea of XRP hitting $10,000, 0 cents. You know you can't win if you think XRP will never reach $10,000, 0 cents. His point of view is that not believing in big numbers is the real mistake. It doesn't take into account the setting that could allow that with the price of XRP at about $2, 0 cents, the way to $10,000, 0 cents seems and rise of 454,445%. The next thing we'll talk about is XRP Ripple's newest relationship. Ripple has been making a lot of noise, but this, you don't know how huge it really is. It's not just another deal. In years, this is the most positive sign the crypto world has seen. What's going to happen next could make you question everything you thought you knew about XRP. Ripple's recent move to strengthen its ties with Japan's Web3 ecosystem is a big step forward for XRP's global usage and long-term value, as well as for Japan's blockchain industry. Ripple and Web3 Salon recently announced a new grant program. The program is backed by Japan's external trade group and the Asia Web3 Alliance Japan. Startups working on projects based on the XRP system can get up to $200,000, 0 cents for each one. The program aims to encourage new ideas by focusing on decentralized finance, tokenized real-world assets, and digital payments. This is more than just business giving. Ripple is setting itself up in a way that will help build a strong developer community in Japan. Japan is known for having a lot of good tech talent and clear rules, but it can be hard for startups to get into. Ripple is laying the groundwork for a new generation of XRPL-powered solutions that could quickly spread across Asia and beyond by giving money to potential projects and letting people use its global network of partners and experts. Ripple's plan is more than just giving money. Startups will be able to get help with compliance and going global through Web3 Salons classes and networking events. This all-around support system is meant to lower barriers, speed up growth, and create a strong environment that helps both developers and end users. Several community events will happen over the next year to help people work together, get investors in